All right, everybody, we are back for episode number 2 of Stub Luv Live. And I am excited for episode number 2. I am pumped. Pumped. So I have Shaun Daugherty from icollecttickets and Talkin' Tickets fame on as a guest tonight. So we know a lot about Shaun, but hopefully we'll get to learn a little bit more unique and different stuff about Shaun. So let's bring him on here. He's got big shoes to fill. Pretty solid with Mr. Pagan. I'm just waiting for Shaun to get in. And there he is.
What's up, Howard?
There he is, the man, the myth.
Good to see you.
What's that?
It's good to see you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and
I
clear.
think I should kind of be like a goat and start baaing at you because, man, it's good to have you on here. I have to tell everybody, Shaun is just such a great resource for tickets. He's been so good to me and so good to so many other collectors. And I can't thank him enough for all the hard work he does for all of us ticket collectors. So I'm excited to have Shaun on. Are you ready to be guest number 2?
I appreciate the kind words, Howard. Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So let's jump into it. We're going to try to keep it short. We like to keep these things at 10 minutes. That's the goal. So we'll ask you some of the random questions, and then we'll do the gauntlet. We'll run the gauntlet with you. So tell us a little bit, Shaun, about how and when you started collecting tickets.
So it goes all the way back to when I was probably 10 years old. I was really into collecting cards. All my friends, it seemed like they had really good cards because their dads gave them cards from when they were kids. And my dad never had anything like that, but he did, for whatever reason, saved a ticket stub to a game he went to, 1969 Seattle Pilots opening night, and he gave that to me. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And I was probably 10 years old. And even then I had this kind of sense of appreciation for the natural scarcity in a ticket versus the cards that were so, I'm 10 years old, and it was something you never saw at card shops or shows or anything like that. And I just love that. And I've been into tickets ever since, and collecting them whenever I go to games and on and on. Obviously it wasn't until probably 10, 15 years ago that I really got into it hardcore. But yeah, ever since I was 10 years old.
Very cool. Do you still have that 1969 Pilots ticket?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's in a PSA slab. It's a PSA 5.
That's great. That's awesome. I think we know some of these answers, but that's okay. We're still going to ask them. What do you collect other than tickets? Because I know you collect other stuff.
I think the biggest thing that I actively look for in auctions is original artwork, sports artwork. I'm a big fan of Dick Perez original Diamond King paintings, as odd as that is. But it's cards that everybody knew growing up, and I have 4 or 5 original paintings of his cards, and I just think they're the coolest things. And I have some other paintings too, but it's just something I look. Tim Carroll is one of my favorite artists. He's the one who does the kind of cut out baseball cards into, and I have one of those. It's a 1993 Topps Finest Ken Griffey Jr. refractor.
Wow.
And I actually commissioned it. It's an amazing piece of artwork. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I collect outside of tickets. But otherwise, all my energy goes into ticket collecting.
Does your wife let you put those paintings all over the house, or are they in a
closet? I have one hallway. I have one hallway downstairs. That's it.
That's more hallways than I have in my house. So good for you. We all know these answers, but if there's people who don't know you, Shaun, what is the focus really now of your ticket collecting?
I love vintage baseball, and specifically the 1947 Dodgers season. That's what I'm all about, trying to complete that series. Right now I'm at 30%.
Wow.
And then Major League Baseball Hall of Fame debuts. That's a big collection of mine. I have 67 total right now. And then anything Mariner related, Seattle Mariners. I'm a big Mariners fan, so that's kind
So
of.
I know you've been asked this before, but let's get an update. Where are you on the top of the PSA registry for Major League Hall of Fame debuts?
I'm second, and the guy in front of me, he's been so far ahead, and I've been slowly catching up to him because he's to a point where you can't really get any more, and so it's impossible other than the guys being elected, and so I'm slowly chipping away, and I think I'm maybe 7 or 8 behind him or something like that.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool. That's really cool. Tell us about your best quote unquote ticket experience.
It has to be the national last year with the meetup. That was such a fun time. I think the only regret I have is I didn't have enough time to talk to everybody and get to know as many collectors as I could and have conversations with everybody. It was so much fun putting so many faces to names and having kind of broad conversations about tickets with so many different collectors of different genres. It was really fun. I wish we would have had more than 2 hours, but yeah, that was definitely the highlight of my ticket collecting year in 2023. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
I think it was probably mine as well. And I tell everyone who's listening, the National in Cleveland this year, we're almost 6 months away. We're like getting right there. If you haven't made your hotel reservations, get on it, because it's going to be, I think, even better than it was last year. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited. All right, so Hobbywide, what do you think in your world is the most underrated ticket, Hobbywide?
That's interesting. When we did the top 100, I went through the kind of the tickets that didn't make the 100 list, and it was kind of, okay, why? What are some tickets on this part of the list that didn't make it, and why? And one that really stood out at me that I think does not get enough attention is the 10-cent beer night. That game, just an absolutely unreal game. I think that if you're not familiar with it, read up on it, because it really, I think it tells you the difference in how much American culture has changed since the 70s. that stuff went on in a baseball game. It's just unreal that, and it really wasn't that long ago. It's an incredible game. It's an extremely rare ticket to find. I've seen a few, they're out there, but I wish that I owned one. I don't. I think that it's definitely one of those that deserves more attention in the ticket world.
Cool. I agree. So some comments coming in, and Justin Sutterfield already answered this question, but let's see if your answer matches Justin's.
I'll give it
Hobbywide, what's the most overrated ticket?
Yeah. Well, okay. There's lots of overrated tickets, and there's the flip. I always joke around about the flip because I think it's such an overrated play.
That's it, Justin. That's what he said.
But I also think that the Ferris Bueller ticket is way overrated. And it's not that it's not a cool ticket. I think it's a cool ticket, but there's so many examples of where pop culture and, kind of Hollywood merge with sports in collecting. And I think that one's in there, but it's not so far above in all the attention that it gets that it deserves it. I think that it's quite overrated in my view.
Yeah. Well, okay. I hear you. Let's keep moving. And I know you don't really sell your ticket, Shaun, but what is a ticket you regret either trading or in some way, shape, or form getting rid of?
Yeah, it would be a trade. And definitely I regret, before the bubble, I had a Brady debut that was a season ticket version, which is the more desired version, and I traded it away for maybe $1,000 in value, and that thing exploded in value. I think at 30x at one point, probably, because it was a stub, and that definitely one I regretted.
Okay.
Trade.
If I gave you $1,000 today, what would you use it for towards a ticket or a combination of tickets?
I would just go for my collection, personal collection. I don't really buy tickets to invest necessarily, so I would just buy to add to whatever I had. And right now, $1,000 would probably get me one 1947 Dodgers ticket, maybe two, depending on which one. So that's what I would go for.
Okay, that's cool. And we know that you're on Instagram as icollecttickets. You've got a super cool page. If anyone has not seen Shaun's page, it is really put together very well. It's very well done. And then, of course, people can contact you through the Boogers Ticket Stub site on Facebook. Any other ways, email addresses, anything like that?
Those are the best. I check them all the time. I respond right away every time.
Okay, awesome. All right, so those were the gimmies, the ones I gave you. You ready, Shaun, to run the gauntlet?
I'm ready.
Let's try to pop through them, and maybe I'll ask some follow-ups too. And I know some of the answers to these because we just know a lot about you, but nonetheless, stub or full?
Stub, definitely.
And why? Tell people who are listening and maybe haven't talked to you before.
Well, two reasons. One, they're cheaper, and I just want a copy of it for my collection. And two, I just like the idea that it was presumably at the game.
Agree. PSA, Beckett, no slab.
Oh, that's a tough one. PSA. I have to do PSA, as much as I hate saying that.
Probably an easy question for you, but I'm still going to ask it. Debuts or moments?
Well, I have a twist on that one. I believe that debuts are moments, so both.
Okay, that's a fair answer. I'll take it. Missing Major League Baseball debuts or missing 1947 Dodgers tickets? Which do you want more?
1947 Dodgers.
Really?
Tickets. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm shocked at that answer. I thought you were going to go with the Hall of Fame debuts for sure.
Yeah, it's what I've been obsessing over lately.
All right, well, cool. What means more to you, a PSA 10 ticket or a PSA Pop 1 ticket?
PSA Pop 1, not even close.
Why?
Because it's real scarcity.
Yeah. People are saying they're shocked by that last answer of yours. I'm getting shocked. Crazy. Never expected that.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have outed myself that way. Now the prices are going to go up on them.
What do you want more? A Derek Jeter debut, or what do you think's more collectible? Derek Jeter debut or an Omar Vizquel debut?
Omar Vizquel, because that's a Ken Griffey Jr. debut.
Because that's a Ken Griffey Jr. debut for all you collectors out there. And my man is from Seattle, and he loves his Mariners, and he loves his Ken Griffey. Does Pete Rose eventually make the Hall of Fame, yes or no?
No.
Any chance you would pick up his Major League debut before he ever had the opportunity to really make the Hall of Fame?
No. If he does, I will. If not, then no.
Okay. Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks. Dunkin' Donuts is awful.
Well, coming from a Seattle guy, I expected that. Leland's Auction House or REA, Robert Evans?
Oh, that's a good one. I think REA. I lean towards REA. I like their business model.
Nolan Ryan or Patrick Ryan?
I'll go Nolan Ryan on that one.
Yeah. Any reason why?
Oh, well, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. I mean, he threw 108 miles an hour. How can you not? 7 no-hitters? You kidding me?
Wrestling tickets or tickets to any ballet?
Oh, man. I'll go with wrestling tickets only because I could probably sell them.
Wow. I thought for sure you were going to go the other way. Would you rather spend the day, and I understand one of these people is alive and one isn't, but let's just kind of not care too much about that. Would you rather spend the day with Ken Griffey Jr. or would you rather spend the day with Jackie Robinson?
Jackie Robinson. Not even close.
I think that's an easy one. Yeah. Red Panda debut or Mariner Moose debut?
Man, that's a tough one. I already have the Mariner Moose debut, so I guess I would have to go with Red Panda. Maybe try to swing a trade with.
Yeah.
Violi.
Yeah. And I guess my last question for you for the gauntlet is, who wins in a fist fight, you or Mike Violi?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I think Violi would probably win. I have bad knees.
Yeah, he's shorter
probably,
than you. He's shorter, but maybe a little stockier.
Yeah.
I think I'm a Violi guy too.
Yeah, I think he's a couple years younger too.
Yeah. Any chance we can promote that fight at the National out in Cleveland?
I've never been in a fight in my life. I have to be honest with you. Not even when I was a kid. So I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Okay. Well, then I'm definitely going with Violi as the winner of that fight.
Yeah.
So, well, again, we are done. I really appreciate you, Shaun, for coming out. Anyone who wants to get in touch with Shaun Daugherty, go to icollecttickets on Instagram. He is a great resource to help everyone and anyone who wants to learn anything about tickets. If you've got any questions, just like I did when I first started collecting, he was just tremendous for me. So, Shaun, you are now guest number 2 on episode number 2 of Stub Luv Live. And we will have someone else on. I think the next guest is going to be maybe next week. So we're excited, and I appreciate everyone listening and paying attention and joining. So thanks, everyone. Thanks, Shaun.
Appreciate it.
All right, talk to you.
Yep.
Be well, guys.